I'm Linda Lorelle, creator and host of Our Voices Matter. Why this podcast and why now? Because it's time for us all to take a deep breath and listen. I am a journalist, business owner, keynote speaker, founder of an education nonprofit, wife, mother, daughter, sister, dancer, and lover of life and my country. And like so many of you, I am deeply distressed at the deteriorating level of discourse in our democracy. This podcast is my humble attempt to do something about it, one story at a time. It is my hope that as you listen to and watch the stories of someone you might consider to be the other, that you will somehow see a glimpse of yourself and be reminded of our common humanity. So what do you say? Let's take this journey together. Welcome to Our Voices Matter, a podcast dedicated to empowering us all to better understand each other. Our goal, to replace fear with knowledge, disdain with respect, and hate with love, one story at a time. So let's get to it. Welcome to this edition of Our Voices Matter. And today we have a particularly young voice. This young man who is sitting here next to me, Mr. Brice Everhart. How old are you?
I'm 11.
You're 11, okay. And you are in 6th grade. And tell us again where you go to school.
Harmony School of Discovery.
Harmony School of Discovery. Okay. So Brice is here because Brice is an entrepreneur.
Yes, ma'am.
Tell me how you became an entrepreneur at 11 years old.
Well, I started becoming an entrepreneur at 8 because my sister had went away to college and I decided I wanted to start a business. And so I decided to start making bow ties, lapel pin, and papa squares because it's something I've recently seen done. And I said, well, I can make that. And so I asked my mom to talk to her business friends to help me start my business. And from that point on, they started helping me by taking me to their events. And we started networking, selling my products, and I'm here today.
And you're here today. So tell me, what made you want to start a business in the first place? Not every 11-year-old just wakes up one day and says, I think I'll start a business today. What was going on that made you think I need to start a business and try to make a product and make some money?
At the time, my mom was sick. And I decided I wanted to help her. And I thought of my sister's business. And I said, well, I can turn that into the men's side. And that's what I did. And I gave the proceeds to my mom to help her.
Well, that was very thoughtful of you. That must have been something that your mother was very proud of you for doing.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah? So let's see your bow ties, okay? I'm going to pull this over this way. And I'm going to ask you to open that up. Can you open it up for me? And I want you to tell me, what is the most challenging thing about being an entrepreneur while you're still in school?
The most challenging thing is now that I'm in 6th grade, because all the other years it wasn't really that hard. But since now that I'm in 6th grade, we have a lot of homework that we have to do online. So it's not like I can bring my homework with me on the road while I'm going to events and get it all done. I have to do it on a computer, so I have to manage my time management.
Time management, very important skill to have. Okay, so what are we looking at here? Can you tell us what this is?
These are lapel pins. They go in the suit right here to kind of like, you don't have to coordinate it with what you're wearing, but it looks nice whenever you do. These are bigger lapel pins. I'm trying to think of how to incorporate this into like women's hair. So we can buy it also.
Okay.
And then these are different style lapel pins compared to these.
Okay. And what's your price point?
All of the medium-sized ones are $15. These are like $20 and these are $25. I'm working on the price for this, but this is $25 and this is $15, and these are around $20.
So how's business?
Business is good.
Yeah? How good? Tell us, who are you selling to? Who are your customers?
Some of my customers are Nelson Mandela's great-granddaughter, and the mayor has 3, I believe now.
The mayor of Houston?
Yes.
Mayor Sylvester Turner?
Yes,
has some of yours?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, the next time I see him, I'm going to ask him why he's not wearing one. Because he should wear them all the time then, yes?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, go ahead. Who else?
The President Obama, is supposed to have one. Steve Harvey has one.
Okay, how did President Obama and Steve Harvey find out about your lapel pins?
Well, I was doing my business.
What? Want to say that again?
While I was working my business, I came across an event, and their lady, she was buying a lapel pin, and she said, well, I'm going to give one of these to President Obama. And I said, who? She said, President Obama. And so from that point, she started telling me what she works for, and she works for the government. So she said, next time she sees him, she'll give him my lapel pin. And then Steve Harvey, I met this lady at a restaurant. We scheduled a meeting there. And she said she knew Steve Harvey, and so she was going to purchase one of my lapel pins for him.
Okay, very good. So you actually might have a customer who was a former president of the United States.
Yes.
Yes. How does that make you feel?
Really good.
Really good. It should make you feel really good. So thinking of the president, do you pay attention to what's going on in politics at all?
Not unless it comes across the news.
Not unless it comes across the news. Okay. Go ahead.
I guess everything comes across the news, so yeah.
So have you been paying attention to that?
Well, I don't really watch cable TV, but whenever I go to my friend's house in the mornings, I see it. So a little bit. I've been seeing what's been going on. A lot of stuff.
A lot of stuff. What do you think when you're a young man who's going to be a leader? You're someone who has obviously leadership qualities. You're very intelligent. You already have your own business at 11 years old. I can only imagine what you're going to be doing when you're 21 or 31 or 41. So I feel very confident in saying that you will be a leader of this country. So as a future leader, what do you think about our current leaders and how they're running things right now?
All I have to say is I don't know that much about politics, but I could say that they could be doing better. What they're doing right now is not necessarily correct. They could do better in what they're doing. Think about everyone, not just themselves. Yeah.
Okay. It sounds like you're a young man who knows the importance of treating people with respect. Yes? Yes. So that's one of the things that we're really big on this podcast. I mean, the whole reason that I started this podcast called Our Voices Matter is because I want everybody's story and everybody's voice to be heard. And you're a young man who has a remarkable story. And I think it's important that people hear from you, especially as a future leader. So tell me, do you have any employees?
I'm working on employees.
You're working on it. Okay.
I asked my mom if I can get people to work for me.
You asked your mom what?
I asked my mom if I can get people to work for me, but she said I'm not old enough to pay people to work for me yet.
Okay, all right. But your mom worked for you for a little bit.
Yes, she helped me out whenever I was just getting started. She kind of taught me the process and how to make it. And then she started doing them. Then I did them better. As I say, the student becomes a master. And so then I fired her.
You fired her?
Yes.
You fired your mom?
Yes.
How did she take it?
She was kind of happy. She was kind of happy, and then she was kind of like, oh, really? You're going to fire me? But she kind of took it lightly a little bit.
Well, were you kind about the way that you fired her? How did you go about doing that? What did you say exactly?
Well, one day I was just like, I was making the lapel pin. I just showed it to her. She was like, oh, that's really good. I was like, I've been thinking, well, now that I make the lapel pins better than you, don't really need you anymore to help me make them.
kind of fired. So you tried to let her down gently. Yeah. Okay. Well, that's a good skill to develop, because someday you will have employees. You will be old enough to actually hire people and pay them. And it will be important that you know how to talk to them properly, with respect and with civility, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Good. So what do your friends think about you as a businessman?
My friends think my business is cool. I mean, some of them are just like, how? And then some of them are like, oh, can I buy one? So, yeah. Plus, we have a dance coming up, so.
A dance?
Yes.
Do tell. What? Tell me about the dance.
So we have a spring dance at my school from middle school. And my mind, I'm thinking this would be a perfect opportunity to sell my products to everyone who's going to be wearing a suit at the dance.
So will you be able to do that?
I will try to see if the school will let me sell my products. I don't know yet.
Where do you typically sell your products?
I sell my products at Houston Expos, Houston Women Expos, Houston Children Expos, Small Business Today magazine launch parties, and their events. I can say I sell them a lot of places, like the oil and gas expo thing.
Did you go to the oil and gas conference?
Not the
conference, but you've been to some oil and gas expos.
Yes.
Yeah? They like your products there, huh?
Yes. I remember one day I made a lot of money, and I was like, whoa.
Whoa, how much was a lot of money? Would you mind sharing?
Yeah, I'll tell you. It was a lot of fun.
Okay.
I made like $700 one day, and that was just a lot for me because that was like a year ago. And I was like, oh, that's all right.
That is a lot of money to make in one day,
yeah.
Especially for an 11-year-old. So, are you saving your money? Are you reinvesting it in your business? What's your financial plan?
Well, I created little, like, I don't know what to call it exactly, but it's where I give the money. I could give a percentage of the money to me. I invest a percentage, and I save a percentage. I give a percentage back to charity, and I put percentage back to my business. So it's like a little chart.
I love that. Did you come up with that on your own, or were you guided?
My mom helped me with it. I decided to start. She's like, right, you should start tracking. I was like, oh yeah, I've been thinking about that, and she told me how to do it, and so now we're doing it.
And how old is your business now?
Turned 3 years now.
3 years. So you started it when you were 8.
Yes, ma'am.
That's amazing. And so what is your long-term plan for the business? Do you have an exit strategy?
Yes.
Okay, what is it?
I plan to have a manufacturing facility where I will hire people to make it. And I'm also planning on creating some new products to keep business getting old, because you gotta keep up with the trends and the new times. And so I'm thinking of having a manufacturing facility, and then I'll be acting, because that's one of the things I want to do.
You want to be an actor?
Yes.
Okay.
And then whenever I'm not acting, I can just check in on how my business is going, see everything's going fine, and I can be in Hawaii and laying on the beach.
Be in Hawaii laying on, that's okay. So that's your exit strategy, being in Hawaii, lying on the beach, right? Yes. Okay. All right. You thinking about college yet?
I've been thinking about college. I don't know which college I want to go to. I have 2 colleges in mind.
And they are?
Harvard and Juilliard.
Harvard and Juilliard. Are you listening? Harvard and Juilliard. Juilliard because of the acting, right? Yes. Harvard because you want to go to business. Obviously you're in business, but yes, you want to get a business degree is what you're thinking. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I don't know which one. It's kind of hard.
Do you think you always will want to have your own business, or do you think you will want to work for another business at some point in your life?
Depending on working for is what you mean exactly.
I mean, like, is there a company out there that you really like and admire and you think I could learn a lot working at that company? Or they just make cool products and I'd like to work there?
Well, Apple would be cool to work.
Apple, okay. Mm-hmm.
Or the creators of, what's it called? I want to say Fortnite, because Fortnite's, in a couple of years, Fortnite's watching. It'll probably crash over time because new games will come out. But like working for a gaming company would be cool because I could learn coding. Well, I wouldn't learn coding, but I would learn the back industry of how they make games.
Right. Coding is big.
Yes.
Coding is very big.
Especially since it's the 20th century and everything is about technology.
21st century.
21st century.
Yeah. We're in the 21st century.
It's big.
It's big. It's very big. So what's next for you other than the dance? When is the dance?
In spring.
Oh, it's in the spring. So you have time.
Yeah.
You have time. Do you have a holiday display or a holiday game plan in terms of trying to sell your products for Christmas?
Yes, during Christmas, I am thinking of getting to some fabrics made like Christmassy, like maybe like gingerbread fabrics, candy cane fabrics, and then incorporating that, or making a regular green, red, or white lapel pin and putting like the Santa Claus pin on it or a reindeer pin on it and then selling it to make it look Christmassy.
Okay. Well, I'm going to give you an opportunity now to make your best pitch to our audience, okay? Because people who will be watching and listening to this are going to be all over the country, not necessarily just here in Houston. So I assume you have a website. Do you have a website?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So why don't you make a pitch and tell people where they can go to buy your products?
Hi, my name is Brice Everhart.
You know what, Brice? Why don't you look at this camera over here, okay?
Hi, my name is Brice Everhart. I'm the owner and designer of Layers for Men, where I create men's accessories such as lapel pins, bow ties, and pocket squares. I started my business because I wanted to help my mom whenever she was sick. And you can go to buy my products on my website at www.valersformen.com, or you can follow me on Facebook at Valers for Men or Instagram at Valers for Men.
And would you spell Valers for us so people know the correct spelling?
Vallairs.
Valers for Men.
Yes, ma'am.
You heard it here first. I'm going to say one day that I knew you when. Just don't forget, okay? Don't forget those of us who gave you a shot when you were just getting started, okay? But you're not just getting started. You're already a seasoned businessman. It has been a pleasure. Thank you very much, Brice.
Nice meeting you.
Nice to meet you. Boy, he has a firm handshake, too. I love that. A firm handshake. Can't wait to see what you do with the rest of your life. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. And thank you for watching. We'll see you next time on Our Voices Matter. If the mission of Our Voices Matter resonates with you, please like, subscribe, download, and share. And then join the conversation because it really is going to take all of us to make a difference.